The Lindsay Tribunal highlighted a number of deficiencies in the safe delivery of medication to the patients. So, in fact, what it did was it presented us with a business case from which we worked in order to try and improve the situation. So that was really what the effect of the Lindsay Tribunal as far as we're concerned.
Armed with this mandate from the Lindsay Tribunal, the National Centre for Hereditary Coagulation Disorders, or NCHCD, set about the creation of a system that not only addressed the inadequacies in the supply chain, but sought to restore the confidence of a very vulnerable patient group and had a number of immediate objectives. On traditional barcoding methods, the NCHCD realised it needed a producer-to-patient identification system that would provide the means to identify not just each vial in the chain, but where it was exactly located at any point in time. Of GS1 global standards that facilitate the serialization of each vial as a unique number in the supply chain that was central to the adoption of GS1 in the NCHCD project. Critical to the design and deployment of the new system was TCP Pharmaceuticals, the medical distributor which became a key lever in the adoption and application of GS1 standards.
Pre-GS1, the system had been designed and we'd worked very hard to build in as many safety features as we could, so that there were double checks in the process to make sure you'd absolutely got the right patient, the right product, the right strength, the right quantity. But by bringing in GS1 and the scanning, not only were you getting the manual checks, you were also now getting a physical scan. So we built in safety checks. So for example, if the warehouse people had picked Benefix 500 instead of Advate 500, immediately the scanner would throw up wrong product, go again.
While the initial phase of the project saw barcodes applied on factor concentrates landed in Ireland by TCP Pharmaceuticals, the extension of the project to Baxter Healthcare saw barcoding provided at source in its Belgian manufacturing facility, and the unique requirements of the haemophilia community made the endeavour all the more worthwhile for Baxter.
Obviously, each patient cohort is different. I think what's unique about the patients with haemophilia is that when they need their treatment at that particular moment in time. So obviously consistency of supply to that patient cohort.
We had barcoding and unique numbers. It was very much a paper system, and say for example every day when we would do stock management, it was very much you had to write down all the barcodes each time. So you could have had 3 or 4 different barcodes. You'd have to write the number, the actual barcode itself and the quantity, and then obviously when you went to administer the product, you would have to write the numbers of each product down, the quantity you gave, and obviously your signature, etc. So it was open to definitely human error, whereas now that has actually curtailed because everything is scanned and you don't have to worry about somebody interpreting something.
We know where everything is, we know exactly what it is and where it is and where it's going. The patients have a lot more confidence in the system. We have also given the patients a mobile phone that has a specific app on it which allows the patient to scan the medication just prior to infusion.
We are given a card for each child with a barcode, so the details comes up on the phone for each child once you scan in the child's card, and then you scan in the treatment box has a barcode. So you scan in the barcode on the treatment box. So when you scan it, it goes directly into the computer system. So it's recorded directly straight away. So say if either of the boys had a serious bleed, like a head injury, and a scan straight away, and you told them it was a head injury, they would be able to ring you back and make sure that you get to hospital or you get the proper treatment straight away.
Now, as well as providing a full track and trace function on all products in the supply chain, other benefits have also accrued, and streamlining the delivery of product to the patient has also led to a €5 million reduction in infantry levels.
Our prime objective was to improve patient safety, but in doing that we have been able to realise significant savings with respect to taking a large amount of medication out of the supply chain, which then has allowed the service to ultimately pay for itself. the genesis of this project was never really to make financial savings, but these savings have fallen out of what we have achieved.
Real benefit is in better clinical management, because if the person with haemophilia or the parent treats at home, then the information is immediately transmitted to the treatment centre. They can monitor this. They can look and say, oh, this person has now taken treatment on 3 occasions for this bleed in their knee. We may need to review that. They may need to see the physiotherapist. They may be under-treating, over-treating. We need to talk to them about this. You can flag and put an alert on certain types of bleeds. So I think the real benefit will be in better clinical management of a person's haemophilia.
It's comfort to know that they are getting the right product, and the product is secure, and it's safe to use, and it's recorded, and everything is known about the product. So it makes life easier knowing that their boys are being looked after well, and their condition is being managed well.
What has been in development for 6 years has been acclaimed internationally since its deployment, and its potential in different pharmaceutical areas and in different geographies is currently under review.
We see the project as being very successful. It's the first of its kind in the world, as far as we know, to use medication barcoding from manufacturer right through the supply chain to a cold chain distributor to the patient's home. We see this as a template that could be used for any population, any chronic disease population that is required to self-medicate in the home.